On the shoes, I got you for sure. On the windows, give me 20 bags so I can get at least 20 of them. Cortez would then say, I got you on the shoes in less than an hour. DEA agents would interpret the conversation as PeeWee negotiating for an unknown amount of shoes or cocaine and 20 kilos of meth or window.
What's up with the gang? You already know we back with another video. Today we finna react to PeeWee LongWay getting sentenced, you feel me, and what all they got him on. If y'all do enjoy the video, if you could leave a like, subscribe if you're not, I would appreciate that. And shout out to EOS 1090 Jake, you already know. Let's get it.
Man, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're going to be speaking on PeeWee LongWay being indicted by the feds and facing life in prison.
Hundreds of millions of dollars worth of drugs and guns, Glock switches and other items taken off the streets thanks to a special detail that culminated Thursday in Muskogee County.
Law enforcement call it Operation Sweet Silence, which was a 2.5 years in the making, aimed at taking down gang members and cutting crime.
Over $279 million in street value of what they seized, and the FBI, the GBI, the DEA, and others all worked together for Operation Sweet Silence.
Muskogee County Sheriff's Office has worked in lockstep with the FBI and the DEA to go after some very dangerous gang members of the Zohannan gang, members of the Crips.
We've seen the homicide rate more than double because of gangs.
For those individuals who think that they can set up shop in Muskogee County, not on our watch.
101 arrests, over $270 million worth of drugs, guns, switches, and absolutely nothing to do with PeeWee LongWay. The Atlanta rapper was apparently arrested, and social media would associate his lockup with Operation Sweet Silence. The 2-year investigation would target 2 major gangs in Columbus, Georgia, the Crips and the Zohannans. Local, state, and federal agencies would strike simultaneously, with the FBI bringing 250 agents along with 7 SWAT teams. 155 guns would be recovered, along with over $270 million in cash, and tons of drugs that I can't show on YouTube without getting demonetized. But nobody could find the connection to PeeWee LongWay, as his name wasn't listed anywhere as being arrested. But that's why y'all watch me, right? Because I get the paperwork for y'all. According to an indictment out of Atlanta, PeeWee LongWay, whose real name is Quincy Williams, was charged with conspiracy to distribute a controlled substance, selling, distributing, or dispensing a controlled substance, and money laundering. PeeWee would be indicted with 7 co-defendants, the majority being Mexican, which plays an important role in this indictment. Since May of 2023, the Atlanta DEA has been investigating a man named Francisco Cortez, who's also known as Paco Primo. Allegedly, Cortez was trafficking drugs and laundering money throughout North Georgia, and agents identified several cell phone numbers associated to him. His second in command would be identified as Luis Miguel Montoya Villagomez, aka Palone. He'd be responsible for the coordination of suspected narcotics shipments from Houston, Texas coming into Atlanta. The drugs would be sold throughout the A, and the money would make its way back to Cortez. On the 4th of July 2024, agents intercepted a wiretap between Cortez and Quincy Williams, aka PeeWee LongWay. The conversation was cryptic, with Cortez saying, "On the shoes, I got you for sure. On the windows, give me 20 bags so I can get at least 20 of them." Cortez would then say, "I got you on the shoes in less than an hour." DEA agents would interpret the conversation as PeeWee negotiating for an unknown amount of shoes or cocaine and 20 kilos of meth or windows. Because of the holiday and the 1-hour time window, agents weren't prepared in time and remained unsure if the transaction took place, but another one would 4 days later. On July 8th, it was 3:20 p.m. as agents monitored the Cortez residence with an electronic surveillance platform. A vehicle would pass by several times before parking in the roadway. Cortez's wife would then exit the residence and approach the vehicle. The passenger would exit, opening the trunk and passing her a large cardboard box she then brought inside. An hour later, another vehicle would pull up and PeeWee LongWay would exit the rear passenger seat, walk into the front door of the home. He'd walk back with the large cardboard box, placing it into the trunk and leaving. On July 11th, agents intercepted another wiretap between Cortez and his second in command for a sale of 40 kilos of cocaine that would take place the next day. A van would be seen unloading and loading at Cortez's home, and agents would trace it to another home they'd hit with a search warrant. Agents wouldn't find any drugs, but would recover $500,000 in cash bundled in shoeboxes. Throughout the criminal complaint, the focus would remain on Cortez, and it would appear he was the plug. But at this point, no agent could prove PeeWee LongWay did anything aside from pick up a box that could have had anything inside of it. In fact, that's all they had on him. He could have literally picked up shoes in a box. But regardless, he'd be charged with conspiring to distribute at least 500 grams of meth and 5 kilos of cocaine, all because of a wiretap conversation with no proof that the deal even went down. That's how scary the feds are. Arrest warrants would go out and PeeWee LongWay would be placed into custody. The feds would file an order of detention pending trial, meaning they didn't want PeeWee released on bond. Reason being, he has a lengthy criminal record with several prior convictions for drug offenses and violations of parole or probation. During his arrest, his home and recording studio were both searched. Within the studio, agents recovered 7 firearms and 3,000 M30 or Perk 30 pills believed to be cut with fentanyl. Within his home, they'd find 3 more guns, 2 of which were stolen, along with marijuana and a small amount of other narcotics. PeeWee has yet to be charged with the firearms and 3,000 pills, but for the charges he does face, PeeWee is looking at up to a life sentence in federal prison just for conspiring to buy large amounts of cocaine and meth. It's likely the feds will use the 3,000 pills and guns as a last resort to bury the rapper in prison. Now all of that $270 million worth of drugs and the gang takedowns, and PeeWee's not in none of that paperwork. That doesn't have shit to do with him. It just so happens everything kind of happened at the same time.
At the same time, yeah, not facts.
Allegedly, the word is they're cracking down on the cartels, bringing drugs into Atlanta. And all of his co-defendants in this case are Mexican. But I'm not saying nothing about no cartels, because they don't motherfucking play. So, we just gonna keep it moving. Anyways, as far as PeeWee LongWay goes, the feds are so fucking scary that if you just say something over the phone about buying something and they think it's something else,
yeah, you're done.
They can come raid your studio, raid your house, charge you with a conspiracy of buying an insane amount of meth and cocaine even though it never happened. The only proof that they have is you walked up to a door, a lady gave you a box, a cardboard box, and you put it in your trunk. That's it. That's the only evidence they have. That and a wiretap conversation of what they think is you buying cocaine and meth. That's enough for you to get picked up and face life in federal prison. Now the 3,000 fentanyl pills that were apparently found in the studio,
oh, he's done for that.
I don't know if they can charge him with that.
Exactly.
How can they prove that they were his? It's a recording studio. Who all uses the studio? I don't necessarily think that that can just fall on him. Now, it's a sensitive topic because Rich Homie Quan just passed away. Big Scar passed away. The female that was signed to Gucci passed away. All of these were overdose deaths. Most likely relating to fake pills, cut pills. Mm-hmm. It's tough to be a supporter of the trap era of music, right? Because back then, or when I was in high school, like 2010, that's what the music was. It was trap music, even before that. You know what I mean? Fentanyl wasn't a thing. Nowadays, the dudes that are pushing this and selling that, that's what they're pushing. And it's killing everybody. Those 3,000 pills, if they can somehow connect it to him, that's another charge that I guarantee.
I appreciate y'all watching the video. What do y'all think about PeeWee's charges? Y'all think he gonna get out? You think he gonna beat it? Because they don't really have much evidence on dude, but shit, who knows with the feds, you already know. But if you did enjoy it, if you could leave a like, subscribe, I would appreciate that. Till next time.